Hey, hello. Welcome you back to Changing Times. Welcome back from the long holiday. I still hope that you had a good time and that you enjoyed the last video when we talked about children and understanding that children also go through grief. They also are, they are guilty about certain things. So we need to, I encouraged us to mind them. Don't just ignore them, mind them, and don't just send them to someone to talk to them. It's a process. Just like we go through processes, they also go through the process of grieving and the different emotions. So we need to give them space. We need to understand them. We need to encourage them. We need to talk normally about our losses with them and know how they feel. Today, I want us to talk about the emotion of anger when loss happens. I will speak for myself, but also there is all this information that I've gathered and from my support services that I've given. So on my side, for a moment, I asked myself, what is it that I haven't done that would give me such an experience? Why would I go through such an experience, dear God? Why? And it was so deep for me because I didn't have a lot of time to process a lot of things. A lot of things happened in a short time. So as soon as the death happened, I asked God, why? Why me? And my response was, why not you? Who else should bear this? Sometimes we are lucky to have, the conscience bring us back to conscience. Sometimes we are not lucky to have those responses in time. So we keep asking questions, and the more questions we have without answers, the more confused we get, and the more angry we become. So when I talk about anger, I want us to first understand that it is a normal reaction to loss. It is a normal reaction because it's not pleasant. Loss is not pleasant. So because loss is not pleasant, anger is normal. The thing that is not normal about anger is for us to hold on to it for a long time. Emotions happen, and because we have to keep flowing, we need to allow ourselves to flow through the emotions. If we get stuck at a certain emotion, trust me, that will be the deepest end, because when you are in a place and you're not moving, it means that no progress is going to happen to you. So the first thing that we need to ask ourselves about anger is, what am I angry about? Am I angry about the fact that someone has left me, the fact that I have lost something, or am I angry that I have not been sufficient in the life of the person that has passed? First, I would like us to talk about being angry at the person. And here's my take, here's my confession. Because I nursed and I kept, I had daily devotions, I had daily conversations, I had appropriate time to ask whether my husband was scared, whether he was feeling progress in his treatment. I mean, I wanted to hear from his perspective. Now, I kept feeling that this was working well. I kept feeling that he was up for the fight, that he was doing his best. And when we lost the fight, I realized one thing, that I could have done so much, but because I was not the person on the bed, I didn't have control. over the process. There is the doctors doing their part of it, but there is the patient doing their part. So for me, it was, I nursed you, and the treatment was given. What is it that you didn't do? Did you just give up, or did you just succumb? Giving up is, I'm tired. Now, for me, I had been, counseling people. There's times when I went to the hospital to counsel people who had been suffering from COVID, and there was this particular guy who just gave up. He gave up. He refused to take medication. He refused everything. So in my mind, I already knew that this can happen to anybody. People just get frustrated and give up. So I asked him, are you scared? He said no. Do you think you can do this? He said, I'm doing my best. And there is this particular time that I told him, when you feel like breath is not coming, do one thing. Breathe just for my sake. Breathe just for the children. If you feel that it's not coming, breathe for us. So I kept praying, but I realized that he only had to do it. Now, that's when I understood that people get angry at the people who lose their lives. Why? Because we who are not suffering their whatever situations, we feel that they're not doing well enough. Even the time when I prayed, I asked him, are you praying for yourself? I said yes. I said, are you actually praying? Because there is fighting, but there is saying that prayer to God to give you life. Are you praying for yourself? And he said yes. So I kept reminding myself of the fact that he was doing his best. So I did not get so angry at him giving up, because I saw him every day and we lived through every day. But I was angry at the fact that he has left me and he has gone, and I got this on my own. Before, I thought that God has me. Humanly speaking, I was angry at the fact that now I am going to do this on my own. And that gave me a lot of pain. It gave me the pain to understand when people come to me and say I am angry at my loss. So when I finished going through my emotions and was doing therapy for others, I usually asked, are you angry at this loss? I said, yes. Some people would tell me, yes, I'm angry. Why? What are you angry about? He left me. He gave up. Why did he give up? He gave up on the fight. Why did he give up on the fight? Today I'm here to tell you, it is normal to ask those questions. It is normal to have those feelings. It's very normal, because we do not understand what happens behind scenes. You're not the one in that bed, so you don't understand what the person is going through. And maybe the person is ready to go. Who knows? There's some mysterious things that we may not understand. But what we can do about this particular question is, first, let it happen to you, but move on. Second, know that it's normal for it to happen. It is normal to be angry and ask those such questions. Why did you give up? And also be compassionate enough to know that anyone would have preferred to live than to die. But because we are human, we know when frustration takes over. So I encourage all of us not to be in a hurry to get through these emotions. Don't be in a hurry, but be practical about these emotions. Be practical, because sometimes we are unrealistic. We want to be superstars. While I had all the information, by the way, I had all the information about grief before I experienced my own grief. When my own grief happened, it was a different story. It has been a different story. So the things that I talk are the things that I've actually experienced, and which things have changed my practice. So yes, I was angry at the fact that it had happened to me. I was angry that now I will not have any reference, any daddy reference. I was angry that all of the effort that I put was not rewarded with life. But I was lucky that I got ministering. So when I got the question, why not you? It helped me to understand that, by the way, God is sovereign. When He decides, He has decided. While I prayed so hard, in the last minutes, I prayed so hard for God to restore him, to give him life. And I quoted that different promises. And the last one I quoted was when I reminded God about how He gave Hezekiah 15 more years. And deep down my spirit, there was this: Hezekiah prayed, not Hezekiah's wife. Hezekiah prayed. So, because Hezekiah asked, Hezekiah was given. I asked on Samuel's behalf, and I was given something different. I was lucky to be ministered to, and that helped me to calm down on the pain of, the anger, because I knew that He who decided as such had a plan. This plan is a plan for good and not for evil. So, and He also has a way to take us through this, but it takes certain wisdom to rise in time. Some people take longer, some people take a shorter time. Whatever time you take in these emotions, especially the emotion of anger, because anger can become a different thing for any human being. Just know one thing: as long as you're practical, as long as you're willing to become a better person even with your loss will not eat you up. It will not kill you. You will go through it, you'll be refined through it, and at the end of the day, you will know that you're more than a conqueror. Please do not be in a hurry, but do not be stuck at emotions. Run through them, rise through them, and we know that we shall thrive. Thank you so much. Thank you for every subscription. Thank you so much for the responses. Thank you for feedback. Thank you for reaching out. I am glad that this is doing something for someone, and I'm glad that I am not alone on this journey. And I'm glad also that I am talking because I have gone through this, and I want this message to reach out to someone, to change someone, to encourage someone. Thank you for reaching out. Please check our page, follow us on Facebook, Changing Times. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram. Please, please, please. Every information is on the page. Look it up, look through the descriptions. Please take all the information you have. You can also seek the service. The information is there on our different handles. Seek the service, because we are here to support each other. We are here to rise through these things. We are here to be victorious at the end of the day. Let us rise through our loss. Let us thrive through our loss. And let us know one thing: that all things work together for good. For the good of those that are called to the purpose that God has for us. Please, please, please do not be stuck in your emotions. Rise, seek support, and know that you're not alone. While I was angry, I knew that God did not leave me. He did not forsake me. He just chose me. This time, the battle chose me. And when the battle chooses you, God had already equipped me with the grace to go through it. He did not hand it over to me. No, I realized that He had made it available over time. Every day at a time. And I wish you the best. I wish you the grace that God gives. And I pray that these messages go out to the people who need them most, to go through the losses and to rise at the end of the day. Until next time, thank you so much.